Okay.
So it's 6:30, and we're going to commence the February 10th, 2026 Green Housing Authority meeting. This is a special meeting. We had to cancel the one a couple weeks ago because of the snow, which we'll talk about in a few moments. We have gosh, everyone's here. Joe Warren is here, Commissioner. Joe Fogno is here, Commissioner. Greg Tonzi is here, Commissioner. I'm here, Peter Bigelow. So we've got every cast of characters are all here. We've got Myrna, we've got Marisol, we've got Sheila on the team, Zoom, whatever, and we've got Todd McClutchy here. So we've got some guests. So we've got full house. With that, I'd like to, if no one has objection, I'd like to have the minutes of the December 2nd Housing Authority meeting approved. I presume no one has an issue with it. Hearing nothing.
Oh,
Okay. Second and falling. Okay. Don't do it for me.
it's your show. You do whatever you want.
Property management.
Okay, for the Royal, we had a Christmas party in December, which was nice. It was a great success, a nice turnout. I created an evacuation plan for the case of a fire due to the incident we had back in January. And was distributed today to all of the residents with a copy of their floor map for evacuation plan. Hopefully we won't have to use it, but just for them to be prepared. And next month we have air filters are scheduled to be replaced. And I also scheduled for the vents to be cleaning off the apartments.
And excellent.
Just let me ask you a question. On the fence, historically, how much problem has it been between the fence? We've got a lot. Hasn't been a lot of outside activity, snow and stuff. I would imagine the fence should be fairly.
We try to get the cleaning quarterly when we do the air filters.
Right.
Or sometimes if the resident needs it
Never a
before,
problem, or is it pretty routine?
it's pretty routine.
You said the vents or the drive or the, okay. Oh, for the heights, the same thing. We are in the process of changing filters. We just finished the big snow was pretty challenging, but we made it through. We had quite a few challenges with people moving their cars from the main roads or even from just parking lots. You know, some of them have extra cars or they just stay home and decided not to move their cars. So it was quite challenging. We did have to get a truck to remove some of the snow from the property, as it was a lot of snow. Other than that,
and I take it because we had so much snow, some of the actual parking areas residents handled. We had our company take care of those.
yeah, so we actually had to have the contractor clean the driveways because it was too much snow. So we had to ask residents move the car. We did it based on rotations. We were able to have them clean up the driveways too.
Okay.
Driveways are never included in our budgets for snow plowing.
Right. Okay.
It was needed this time.
Yeah. Well, this was we haven't had snow like this in years, and it really impacted town and neighboring towns. So it's an extraordinary event, especially after last year. I thought the bullet of real heavy snow. Tell me how this go with the Royal.
For the Royal, it was challenging, but the outcome was a success because then we had the contractors come back and remove snow and push it more towards the areas where they have space where, in the fact that the space is very limited, there's not much areas where to move snow. But after the fact that was done, residents were happy.
Right. I drove by the next day. I didn't stop in, but clearly there's work going on the last minute part. But it looked like the company did a really, really good job in light of the fact that there was so much snow and there's not tons of space over there to move the snow too. So
it did took a few days because some of the complaints that I have was that they were not moving as faster as they wanted to. So it did. If you came the second day, obviously they were still in slow process. It took about 3 to 4 days to completely get it the whole property in good conditions, clean out,
Who Jeremy does all the walkways?
the company too.
The country.
And do they put down salt?
Yes,
all over?
so plowing, removing everything.
So
They
one of the things that was interesting to me going through the discussions with the Commission on Aging relative to snow removal was comments from other of their commissioners about how many companies have stopped doing snow removal. The smaller landscaping companies couldn't make any money doing it for the last bunch of years. They got rid of the plows and stopped offering it as a service. And so with that as a backdrop, the companies that are doing it have even more customers. And therefore, they're much busier when you have a major event like we had. So I think that that's something everyone should be cognizant of. That it's not like there are tons of people out there who are ready to do snow removal. There are fewer companies than there used to be, and when you have a foot of snow coming down.
And we need cooperation with the residents too, because if the residents don't move the car, it was quite difficult for the one or two that their car was like in the middle.
Yeah.
How can we clean up the whole parking lot? So it was quite challenging, but once everybody worked it out, we were able to clear up because some of them.
I've been on roads in Stamford where you've got, 3 spaces were plowed because the car wasn't there, but now the car that was never did not move is covered in snow.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
so,
that's all my street.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I have some of those issues. So they were here to one day they were here to 8 p.m. because I closed the whole Allen O'Neill Drive. So all the cars that were there, I asked them to move up here. But then I called them and told them move down now. So they were so mad. They said, no, I'm not moving down. You told me to move up. I'm not going down. I was like, now you gotta go down. And they said no. So they waited till they were done cleaning at 9 p.m. and then they moved the cars. They're already gone. So I had to call them the next day. Hey, gotta come back. They now moved their cars. So they were quite difficult. We made it work.
I'm sure you've got blowback from Sue.
I haven't heard from her directly, but actually she did send an email saying this, and I kind of took the approach of after this meeting, I'll probably get back in touch with her. But I think that from all reports, we have a resident commissioner and we have a commissioner in residence, and who I think we serious situation.
Yeah.
What transpired was above and beyond what was required.
I expected somebody to be out there flake by flake as it.
Can you imagine?
It's nowadays.
They're the place.
You know what doesn't make sense? They were coming out on the storm, trying to clean up their cars on the storm. Let it snow. It's gonna be snow. Do you saw some people coming and cleaning the cars in the snow? I'm looking at my window. I'm like, why are you cleaning your car? It's gonna be snowing all night.
Your lifespan, then you won't get it all.
Well, were there any kind of incidences? 24 hours after the storm was over, people complaining, it was ice, yeah.
No, there was no
No.
complaints of ice. It was more complaints because I completely closed the Allen O'Neill Drive from the
Yeah.
cul-de-sac all the way to the end of the
You
street.
can get it out of there.
I closed it for 7 days. They couldn't park for 7 days. So that was the complaints. They couldn't park there. I have a person who bought a beach chair and sit in front of her car because she couldn't get a parking space and she was trying to put a beach chair to get a parking space.
She must be from New York City.
She wanted to reserve it.
So, but other than that, because they wanted to go back on, how that road is so popular because they go in front of their houses and stuff. So, but they were a little upset, but I closed it for 7 days. That was the only way to do it.
The logistics, logistics requires.
Yeah.
The company stayed on top of the sidewalks.
Yes.
Kept
Did a
it
good
clear and,
You saw it.
yeah, coming from somebody who is out there in every storm and has been for the past 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
People, when it snows like that, you're not going anywhere. Don't say, I need to get out. I have to go to the store. Should have did that 3 days ago.
I called my kids before the storm and stuff.
Even the main roads, they were
My daughter
pretty
and my
good.
son ordered 24.
Phone a
loaves.
friend.
I ordered 24 loaves of bread, 1 gallon of milk. I wanted to make sure it was.
You were good.
600 rolls of toilet paper.
Just like the COVID season.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane what it was. So no, as a resident of the Royal, I have no complaints about this. Of course,
The thing that worries me is black ice. I personally still fell down.
It's coming now.
It was airborne, fell right on my
You've been
back on black
lucky
ice.
because it's
Yeah.
cold. If it stays cold, you're good.
So for
Well,
both properties, we
40
have the
today.
company,
30 at night, that's when things get bad.
for both properties, we have the company coming, during the snowstorms, after the snowstorms. And we also have buckets in front of each building entrance. And we fill them up with salt. So like, if Joe comes out, I come out of my building, you can just throw it up, and we have the maintenance going routinely to check each building. And we've been filling it up. We've been going through bags of salt, right?
Yeah.
So we have those extra as well, not just depending on the contractors, because you just never know.
It's a good liability thing, put it back on the residents to be very,
Yeah,
it is cold out, there is ice out.
I leave
there.
it up to Joe in my building.
We have this for you, use it.
Yeah,
Don't come and say you slipped when I had the salt there for you.
yes.
Okay,
We have that in both buildings. Marysville has that as well.
anything else on the management report?
That'd be it.
Okay. What do we have in the way of old business that needs to be discussed?
It's the snow.
I don't think there is.
Hopefully that's done.
Which is floating around. Discussed it. New business. I have a couple items for new business. One is, I believe your term is coming up this summer.
Isn't it? 5 years?
Yeah, and we need to put the process together for the resident election. And this is where you remember it at the moment, and then you forget about it a little bit later, but there's a process. We have to let people know that there's an election.
I was here for when we did
Get
that.
people, they have to have a way
vote.
to
Mhm.
ask to be on the ballot.
Yes,
And then at the actual election, I believe we had the town election people
apply.
were involved in it.
Yes, they had to apply you applied to the selectmen town too, right?
It's been 5 years, I think so.
Yes. So we send out the notice to the tenants, letting them know. He also, the new interested ones will go to apply with you guys and get an interview with you guys. Once we have 2 or 3 candidates, then we send the votes out, who the candidates are, with introductions of like, once you select the 3 candidates.
5 years or 4 years?
5 years.
Okay. I started.
2020, it was 22.
2022.
So
So it's still not up.
one more year.
Yes,
Okay, good.
perfect.
That was my first email, readings.
Okay,
There, you go. So
So
we have
that's
another.
resolved.
yeah. Exactly. So but we should put together what needs to have to take place, and we should also have a timeline. So when a year from now, we have to start the process.
We have
What
the
has to happen, who has to be notified. So we're not panicking at the last minute. I believe last time around, we got caught where we didn't have as much time as we thought.
Who handles the election process?
You guys do. So
No, but in the town.
oh yeah, so once the persons apply, so you have, I think, I don't know how many people can apply, that's the only thing I don't know. But once they apply, and let's say 3 of them were selected, and they're competing with each other, 3 tenants are competing,
They have the board of election here and one of the board.
correct. So we send out the voting, the notice, let them know who are the 3 people competing. Each of them give like a biography of what they do and what they bring to the table. And then they get to elect, so if it's Joe and 3 other persons, they can vote for whoever, and then there's a seal vote, they put it in the Dropbox, and then once you guys go over.
Does the town actually run this?
No, you guys do.
So-
No, we do it.
Okay.
You guys did it. Remember, Joe? You guys did it. So we collect all the votes, are sealed in an envelope, and then you guys open them up, and whoever got the most votes, then.
Okay. So we've got one more year, that's good. Another project.
But you guys interviewed the 3 people. That's the thing that you guys did last year. You guys interviewed the 3 people. It was I don't know, I remember.
Last year's was two.
It was two, right?
Last
Okay.
time,
Yeah, but I don't think we limited it to, I think that's the way it broke down.
Right.
the one was current commissioner and then myself.
Good.
But we do have the
Not that
first,
we had plenty of time. Did we run it by the process, follow, implementing?
That's what I thought we.
I thought we just ran it by them. Does that ring a bell to you?
Ran it by who, probably do.
The League of Women Voters?
I don't know that we ran it by the league, we certainly told the registrar's office what we were doing, so that we knew there was some technicality that we were.
I don't know, that's just this thing in my head. that we
No,
ran
I
it by
don't
them
think
to
it
make
was,
sure
I
we're
don't think it was the
following
league, I think it was the registrar's office that we just.
So who's the registrar in the state? No, I have no idea.
I should know that, but I don't.
But I was about to go with it.
We can find out everything.
So back to what we should do is write up the process.
we have
And
it.
if we have notes from 4 years ago,
Yep.
we should, what organizations, if any, did we
Have to
either
be
run
involved.
things past or have involved? My recollection was for an election, it has to be some oversight of some aspect of it. I would think that when votes are being counted, maybe someone has to be there to observe. I'm not sure. But-
Yeah.
but we
For
should.
you guys, I don't know. If somebody else gotta be there. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we involved the registrar,
Yeah.
just so there was somebody. Not that they have any official status, but somebody.
Exactly.
It was
knows
observing.
the-
Yeah.
Exactly.
the procedure.
Yes, he's very much involved in all of the elections.
I will send you the procedures I have and whatever we had to add it, then we can just make it and send it to you guys.
Sure.
And then the next,
I think the most important piece of information the residents need to understand is that there is one resident commission who represents both the Royal and
Yeah.
the Heights.
That's
It's
fine.
not one from the Heights and one from the Royal.
One for the Heights and you for the Royal.
No,
those are common spokesmen.
That's a good point, Joe.
Then the other thing I wanted to talk about is we had a fire last year at
Huh.
218 West Avenue. And those are the last of the, I'll say, the original Allen O'Neill structures. And because they are, one has to get virtually rebuilt, the other one is as old as Allen O'Neill was. I think we should take a look at what options we have for those properties and see if there's a way to replace them with better facilities and facilities that may accommodate more families. Something more similar to what's here, but architecturally look more appropriate for West Avenue, which is between some lovely homes. And I think you need to really be creative. Maybe there's parking behind the facility, not in front. What can we do differently? And with that, I asked Todd, can we talk to Frosty because they did this facility, and they have a proposal to do a feasibility study, but it requires us spending some money, and we're talking about somewhere. They're expecting between $5,000 and $8,000. We really need to accommodate $8,000. And so I want to discuss this a little bit, see if you guys are in agreement. This is the right time to review what we should do with those properties. And it may come back, but there's not much we can do. And if that's the case, we rebuild. But I just hate to, there's so much demand for affordable housing. And those are old structures. And, even though they've been, we've done some facelifting to them over the years, they're still old structures. And I think for relatively short dollars, we lease get some idea of what could be done there and see if it makes sense for us to transition that into, the two kind of dowdy small houses into something which is nicer looking and accommodates more people.
I move we allocate $8,000 for a feasibility study for the two places, the two houses currently on West Avenue.
Second? Discussion?
Yeah, a little bit of discussion about this. I ran into Yvonne Klein at Palmer's the other day. And she asked me about the housing authority. I said, well, you know, we've got these two houses. We're looking at them. I said, one of the things that we're thinking about is increasing the density of the houses instead of having each house having only one family. Doing a duplex or fourplex is some kind of multiple type of multi-family kind of thing. Now, when you think about it, there are a lot of places in town where you have old, really very old houses in areas that could accommodate, assuming the architecture is done well, could accommodate converting a single family house into a duplex or fourplex as future business for the housing authority. I'm thinking about, I mean, there are areas in town where houses are so old and they may turn over. They're not going to sell like a tremendous amount of money because they're not in particularly good areas, but they might lend themselves to some kind of redevelopment along this. So I think it's a reasonable strategy for the housing authority to consider that. And this goes in from an architectural point of view as to how they. I'd be very interested to see what they come up with, because the key thing is, you remember when we were doing
Zoning days.
this place here. Who was the gal who was running the housing authority?
Jenny Schwartz.
Jenny Schwartz, good old friend Jenny Schwartz. And I remember I told Jenny Schwartz, I said, the last thing we want to do is we don't want this, the height to be referred to as the projects. We want it to be referred to, so the architecture was absolutely key, and the cosmetics of what the place looks like is very, very important. And this gets into this whole sort of conflict. It's a good strategy, I think, for the housing authority to be able to, what do we have, a couple $1 million, I think, in the till that we can use as working capital to think about this, of which we're going to spend $8,000 for this. Yeah.
Well, I agree, and I think we need to look at the big picture, not just, we have an opportunity, the housing authority currently has an opportunity on West Avenue, and we should explore that opportunity to the best advantage. My caution here is that if we look at the other end of West Avenue, what is Maple Street in Stanford, once the door was open, virtually everything from the Darien Town line to Portland Avenue became multifamily housing. And I'm not a big fan of that. I don't want to see West Avenue. I don't want to see the same thing happen on West Avenue.
Well, I don't either. I mean, going back to the planning and zoning days, the last thing I want to do is to see the whole place, the entire town rezoned. But in terms of one-off, and occasionally, if you find a piece of real estate that may lend itself to something like this, it might be worth it to think about as a strategy, because the fact of the matter is to do a large affordable housing project in town, you're basically limited to town-owned property.
Right.
Because of the cost of the real estate.
I have no problem with pursuing this, and I think it's imperative that we do pursue it. I just want to make sure that when we do it, when we go for whatever zoning change we need to allow us to develop that property, we make that zoning change very specific, so that it just does not become a generic open door
I agree.
for any developer to come along and say, if I buy these 3 houses, I can do the same thing.
Well,
And we-
so I'm gonna bring it back to, let's get the vote, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll vote. Get this moving, that's a step, and then we should have conversations about what other future directions we should be looking at strategically to be able to offer additional permanent affordable housing, and do it in a way which is in concert with the town, and doesn't turn us into a Stanford or Norwalk. But okay, with that was my second item.
Wait, we have to vote on the $8,000. We have a motion and a second for $8,000.
All in favor? Aye. And with that, that's what I have for new business at this point in time. Any resident associations, anyone been quiet, which is good. That's always nice to have it being quiet. And with that, if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn, go into executive session, but will not be coming back out of executive session to discuss both entities.
So moved.
Second. Aye. Favor, thank you.
do we have something?